It's your girl, Rye.
And your girl, Mel. And welcome to the
Wildly Untamed podcast.
Well, bienvenidos, everyone. We're excited to be recording our first episode today.
Yes. Okay, so with every episode, we are going to be starting with a wild card. You see them placed here. So every episode, we are going to pick a card, and we're going to have to answer the question that is on the card. We have to share our wild and untamed thoughts with you guys. Are you ready?
I'm ready. So
All
let's
right.
do it.
So you go ahead. You actually just pulled cards.
All right, hold on. Okay, here we go. Which artist do you think is overrated?
I got to answer. Okay, you can answer. Go ahead and answer.
Oh, I gotta answer. Girl, okay. Look, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate, but it is what it is.
She ain't playing. Let's go.
I say the artist for me, even though a lot of people don't care about J-Lo, some people do, but I would say J-Lo and Beyonce. I know
Beyonce.
I know we got a lot of Bay Queens out there, but let me tell you, I ain't saying she is not beautiful. She got good music.
And she can sing, and she got a lot of music.
All right, relax. She's a great performer, but
Performer only?
a great singer as well. But I'm gonna say she's a little overrated.
Why? Okay, so what makes her overrated?
I just feel like it's just overhyped. The fact that like we get it, we know she's the queen. We get it. We do.
What about her music though is overrated?
Even her last album wasn't all that. It wasn't. Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
It had to
for
grow
that.
me for sure. It definitely was a grower, not a sure. Oh my bad. I'm sorry.
But I'm just saying, like, if you listen to like the old, like back in the 90s, right, when she was like, upgrade you to the left, you know what I'm saying?
It was 2000s, not 90s,
well, whatever, you know what I'm saying? The point is, it hit a lot more and better back then. So now it's just like, especially with the whole Grammy thing, don't even get me started. So yeah, so what about you, huh?
Okay, so for me, I think overrated artist, I'm going to go with Rihanna. But she is overrated when it comes to her artistry as singing. Okay?
Yeah, I got some comments.
That makes it a little better. Like, her songs are cool. I definitely love me a good Rude Boy. Hey, now,
again, back in the day.
Back in the day. But right now, it's like, relax, guys. We love Savage, we love Fancy, but relax.
See what I'm saying? Okay.
So I think mine is a better one than yours.
Lies.
We know that Beyonce is the best and her music is always going to hit. But you know, we'll accept your opinion.
Okay. I prefer Rihanna than Beyonce right now.
And I prefer Beyonce. Slay.
So y'all just should comment below and let us know who do you think is the artist that's been overrated for you guys, or among us, who can you agree with or disagree with? Even though I feel like people would disagree with Rihanna, but you know what I'm saying.
And I feel like people would disagree with Beyonce, but we're gonna move forward from that.
Anyways, moving on.
Okay, so introduce our topic for today, Mel.
Okay, so today's topic, we're going to be talking about navigating through relationships, or I should say through friendships. So we're going to get a little bit deep into that. And
okay, so I guess we should start with our friendship. You want to tell them how we met?
Okay, look, honestly, let me tell y'all something.
Why are you saying honestly, putting your head down?
No, because it's always a blur. I said, like,
it really is.
How we officially met.
Like, I really don't know. I know it was in high school. Okay, we were Fort Bend Girlies. But I know it was in high school, but I do not know exactly when, and I don't even know how the friendship developed and got closer to where we're at. We were besties or like hung out all the time. Yeah. I really do not know.
I mean, we were in the dance team together for sure. But before that, I can't really say like how, I don't even know if we really met each other. I think it officially started when we were on a dance team. And then how it grew, we don't know the exact time or moment. We just, once we knew it, we were like best friends. Yeah. And stuff like that.
Basically, you kept inviting me to your house, and my mom did not let nobody, I could not go nowhere. So when I was able to go to her house, I was over there all the time. So I think that's how we kind of, she was the first one that made me watch like scary movies. I was like, what are we doing here? Like, that's one of my core memories is me having to watch some crazy scary movie at her place. It was wild.
I mean, who doesn't love scary movies?
Me.
Well, I love scary movies, so I don't know, but yeah.
Okay, so that's how we met. And then, do you want to tell them like what happened once we went to college and all
that? Oh yeah, so like a little summary or a little.
This is called navigating friendship.
So they went to college. Her and another best friend of ours at the time, they decided to go to Sam Houston, and not her doing the thing.
Okay, go ahead.
And I decided to stay behind for other reasons, but basically, like, I was like, oh, my best friends are leaving and everything like that. But obviously, when they went off to college, they were experiencing college experiences. So for me, it was a lot harder to see them and hang out.
Yeah.
And when I would come to visit, it was like, it was a little bit off and weird. Everybody was doing their own thing. So we kind of had like a fallout during that time frame. We didn't really talk as much. And then we just stopped communicating, really.
Yeah, because you even came to Sam.
Yeah.
But I guess, for me, I was so wrapped up in the org that I was in and the friends that I had made there. It was on me, too, where we kind of just drifted as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so it just started, like, changing. And then after a while, then she came back to Houston. And I don't even know. We just started,
because I had spent, 2 years in San Antonio, then came back. So it was a long time. How many years would you say that was?
I would
between college?
I would say, 6 years?
Yeah, it was 6 years, guys, that we were not friends.
Yeah.
That's wild, right?
Yeah, so then I think she came back, and then we started texting, and we started hanging out, and it was picking up like nothing.
Yeah, that's what happened. We met. She was like, "Let's meet," and I was like, "You know what? Let's meet." Like, what even happened?
Yeah.
We don't even know what happened. And then we went to coffee, and we had deep conversations. Basically, went over the whole 6 years of our life, and now we're here.
And here we are making a whole ass podcast.
I love it.
Not the thumbs up.
Okay, our screen just showed a thumbs up. Okay. So that was a little bit about our friendship. So let's go over some questions about navigating friendships as adults. So, in your opinion, what makes a good friend?
I would say, for me, a good friend is someone who is trustworthy, very transparent, right? She's able to tell you the truth, even if it hurts, be able to communicate effectively, right? And obviously being present. So not just for their benefit, but also for yours and the friendship. It's not always all about them. Yeah. Right? Also making sure they're tapping in with you and be like, hey, how are you doing today? How are you mentally? What can I do to better, assist you? Right.
And I know sometimes there'll be days without us talking, but you can kind of feel it, I haven't talked to my girl in a minute. Let me go check in on her. Yeah. Or we also give each other little pep talks, because we know that it's probably been a hard week.
Yeah.
So I do notice that. And for me, as far as friendships, I love honesty. A friend that can be honest with me and tell me what's going on with them. And also, like you said, being, what's the word? I don't know the word right now. But basically sharing at the same amount, not me calling and it's just you talking about you, reciprocating. So yes, reciprocating
the same
energy. I hate when I call somebody and I would really, really want to share them something. I share my stuff and it's just them talking about themselves, them getting theirs. And then I'm like, but what about me? Or them not even asking about you. I've had that experience as well. So I would love honesty, loyalty as a friend, trust. All those things to me are very necessary. Okay.
So, do you want to talk about a time that maybe you felt that you thought you had good friends, but you realized that but you realized that in reality they weren't your true friends?
I gotta go first on this one. Yes. Okay. So I actually did have that moment, and it actually was very heartbreaking for me, and it was something that I didn't see coming, or I saw signs of it, but I never really believed it. I wanted to be nah, or I would make excuses for people. Yeah. So what I was saying was I was making excuses for these people. And I don't even know if that's what their intentions were. I just found out that they weren't the friends that I needed or the friends that were for me. Okay, so I had a really, really close group of friends, and everything was all good until I like realized that I didn't want to do everything that they wanted me to do, or I was just a little bit off. So you know how people have certain beliefs and they're very strict on that. I'm more of a free flowing person. Like I have my beliefs, but I'm kind of, I would be like the wild card, as you say. Like you never know what you're gonna get with me, you know. So I had realized that when I was different, it wasn't really accepted, or it was like, girl, be quiet, or it was like, girl, you doing too much, you know?
Yeah.
Or it was, I was the entertainment of the friendship. Like I feel like my whole purpose was to make these group of people laugh and to be that source of entertainment for them. When there was actually so much more to me, like, yes, I'm funny, yes, I have a good time, I like to make people laugh. I do like to make people laugh, but I'm also smart. I'm also a leader. You know, I also have all these other attributes. So I just realized as the year gone by, they started like kind of distancing themselves with me, or they weren't following through with me. Like we were planning something for my birthday, and then the week before, we can't do this anymore. You know, there was never that much energy, but when it was time to celebrate them, I was all ready to celebrate. Let's go to this. I'm putting money in for Airbnbs. I'm doing things. But when it was my turn, it couldn't happen. Or even on social media, I'm always hyping them up.
Yeah.
Underneath their comment, like little small things like that, which shouldn't be a big deal, but when they add up and you start recognizing, like, ooh, I'm always commenting under their stuff, but nobody's ever hyping me up. Where's mine? Yeah. Why isn't it being reciprocated? Or I was a therapist friend as well. Everybody knows a therapy friend.
Yeah.
Just listening to their problem when it was my turn, I felt like there was no answer. So over time, I kind of realized that that wasn't the friendship for me, and that they kind of basically kind of dropped me in a way, it seems like. Stopped inviting me to things, stopped talking to me. So that is an experience where, you know, a friendship ended and I did not see it coming. But at the end of the day, it was like they weren't the friends I needed anyway.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what it was. I don't know why. It just happened. And I think it's really because I'm just a super free flowing. I'm not like a very like, everybody's going to be this way, you're going to stay like this.
Yeah.
You can choose to do that, but if I want to do what I want to do, I'm going to do what I want to do, period. Yeah. And I'm going to challenge it too. So that was my experience. I'm sorry that was long, but you know. What about you?
I would say no, we're not done.
Oh, Lord.
So I would say, how did you actually navigate through that, right? So you felt like they dropped you, that they kind of excluded you from the group. So what did you do to kind of like overcome that situation, that pain, that hurt, right?
I was actually really hurt for a long period of time. Honestly, I'm still hurt when I think about it, because these were friends that I thought were literally going to be like my bridesmaids in my wedding and stuff like that. Like these were like strong friendships where we talked about each other's weddings and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it really, really hurt me. But navigating through it, I just have to get constant reminding that my boyfriend, he reminds me like, it's all right, it's okay. They were meant to be your friends, or even just other people. Like my other best friend, before we reconnected, it was happening, and she was kind of giving me advice, you know, as in they're not meant for you. There's stuff that they got going on. Yeah. Just trying to keep it pushing and try not to take it personal. Sometimes people aren't just not meant for you, or you just don't align. And I love being my confident, free-flowing, gonna say what I want to say type of self, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like I was being looked at as smaller when I'm actually very like, poof, you know what I'm saying, in that group. Yeah. So me embracing that part of who I am is basically it being their loss is how I look at it as well, because I really do not know what I did. It's wild to me still to this day. So I'm still navigating it. When I think about it, it still hurts, but it's like at the end of the day, can't control it. Things are meant to happen how it's supposed to happen, and I just gotta love myself through it all.
Girl, well, you're worth it. You're a great source of energy.
I
was like, so just keep being who you are.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Tell me, let's get into you, because I didn't know she was about to get in my business. No. So let's get into you. So tell me about a time where a friendship ended or something like that.
I would say multiple times, actually. Like as you grow older, like you start to realize many things, right? So I had a friend or a couple of different friends, right, from I would say different groups, but you realize that some people obviously like backstab you and the lies and the inconsistencies of that, and then a whole bunch of this reciprocation, right? Like a lot of people don't give you the same energy back, and it's a lot of that going on that honestly at some point it's like a wake up call. Like, you know, you give so much, but it's so draining at the same time. And it's kind of like you have this fallout, and it does hurt because you were friends with these people for like years, and you thought that there's no way like this is gonna happen. Yeah. You know, like
you didn't see it coming. It was like a rug snatched up from like,
you don't see that coming. Like it's a slap in the face, you know? Yeah. I would say the one that was really hurtful was like a bigger group. Yeah. Where a lot of people don't know how to express their emotions. And a lot of people don't even know, like, in true friendships, you're gonna bicker and fight. Right. Yeah, so the one time you have a big disagreement, a lot of people don't know how to react to it. Yeah. So they're kind of like, like the best way is if we just don't talk anymore. Right. And it just cuts you off. Like, snip. Like, bro, how old are we? Snip, yeah. But no, you should not be doing that. And it's like, where the fuck? You know, like, our friendship down the drain like nothing over an argument that you could just have talked about it.
Your friendship has much value.
Yeah, more meaning.
One bad thing happening should not have just cut everything off.
Exactly. Like yeah. Yeah. And for me, like, my friends are a big deal in my life. Like, they mean a lot. So obviously it was a rough period of my time that I went through because it was like, well, how do I cope? Right? Yeah. The next step is like, how do we heal from you seeing these people every day, hanging out with them on a regular basis, to like, I don't even know who to call. Like, you know?
When you're going through stuff.
Yeah, when you go through things, because these people are always there, and then you're part of your inner circle, you know?
Exactly.
So it's just kind of like, it was a tough pill to swallow, but at the same time, it's kind of like, well, if you don't know how to communicate effectively, then this wasn't going to last eventually. Yeah. At some point, you know, so it was like, let's say I get married, or let's say I have a baby or something. Does that mean you were not going to be there? We get into a fight, you know?
Just because. Your kids, y'all making the godmother. And you mad at me because I didn't show up on time. Now you ready to godmother?
So I'm just like, okay. And sometimes we don't know the meaning behind it, but I wouldn't say it's like a blessing in disguise, but it's kind of like, thank God you just ripped the Band-Aid now. Right. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, you're an amazing friend. And this girl really is a good friend. Like, you can tell that she values friendship because she would give me pep talks out of nowhere. Like, I love her, and I'm so glad that we connecting. You're amazing. And anyone who doesn't want to be your friend, kick rocks, okay? Because
belongs in the trash.
They missing out on our real friend.
Like, no, I'm just kidding though.
Yeah, like, and don't play with her. Don't try to come back either. Because you want to be a guest on the podcast. Don't do that. It's too late. So yes. Okay, let's go to our next question. All right. Do you believe there are levels to friendship?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I would say there's acquaintances.
Okay.
That you would consider someone like, yeah, I can go eat dinner, talk for a little bit. That's about it.
Yeah.
Then obviously there's different levels where the next one comes, you're able to be in the same car with them. Right. Like, if I can be in the car with you, I can put up with you.
That means you can trust them.
Yeah.
Okay. Not trust, but put up with them.
Well, put up with them. Not
that annoying.
Yes, okay, correct. Okay. Now, if I'm calling you, we're hanging out, and you hear me cry, now it's a whole different level, right? Because we're having deep conversations and being intimate with one another. Okay. And then your ride or dies. Like, they go through everything with you, right? The roughs, the ups, the downs. They tell you the true stuff. You argue, but you know that they're always going to be there no matter what.
Okay,
so I would say,
I like that. So you will say your levels are acquaintances, and then like, okay, I can kind of rock with you, but I ain't about to share all my business.
Correct.
And then you can share some type of business, and then this person just knows everything You're
about you. Yes,
around them and things like that. Yeah, I definitely agree that there are some levels to friendships. I'm on the same boat with her. I think acquaintances, and then moving up and moving forward for them. And I think, okay, how do you determine what level they should be on? I have some thoughts on it.
Okay, so tell me your thoughts.
Okay, so reciprocation is key.
Okay.
If I share something to you.
Uh-huh.
And you don't share either something that deep back, and you're just more of the listener type. You're not sharing anything. It's not being reciprocated. Then you're going to stay at that acquaintance level because you're not willing to share anything, right?
Okay.
So imagine, this is what I always tell people who want to know, like, how do I know if I can trust this person? When you're trusting them with information, are they trusting you with information? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if you're not giving me nothing about your life, nothing about what you've been through, anything vulnerability, you're going to stay at that acquaintance level. That's me. But if I share something and you feel kind of comfortable with sharing back, I feel like that builds that trust over long.
See, I think about it differently.
Okay. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. I think that's just one aspect, though. I know there's way more to it. Yeah. But that's one of the key things that I look at. But go ahead. Tell me your perspective.
So, reciprocation doesn't mean necessarily that someone's going to be in a certain level. Okay. Just because you share some information doesn't necessarily mean I had to fully trust you.
That's true, because you still don't know. That's true.
Yeah, you don't know. Right. Yeah, you don't know their intentions. And two, sometimes when they're telling you about themselves, you also are picking up on how they are as a person. Yeah. So my thing is like, if I like certain things that I can't agree with you, I don't like about you.
Values and stuff. As I said, that was only one part. Yeah. But yes, values. If your values don't align with mine, like if you say I want to kill a whole bunch of people tomorrow, I can't rock with that. You know what I'm saying?
We can't just go shooting up people now.
If I'm gonna be your friend, no, 911, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with you. I think that is definitely important. So for me, you're probably reciprocation, values, and is there anything else that you feel like determines level?
Let me see. Oh, and I'm a big horoscope sign person.
Here we go.
Look, some of it, a little bit of it is true though. Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
What's your sign again? We really about to have this talk. What's your sign again?
I'm a Scorpio, baby.
I don't know about Scorpio.
Look, we the best of the best out there. That's all I'm going to say. Hey, that's me.
Okay, so what makes you... Okay, so you can rip that.
I can rip that,
Miss Scorpio. Okay, so what do you feel like... Okay, and I'm a Cancer.
Yeah, which they're also great people. First of all, we're compatible. So
what? That's what I'm saying. What makes us compatible?
So
because I don't know. Tell me, teach me.
They say that we balance each other, right? In the ways of like you're calm and I'm crazy. You know, we can both be a little bit of loquacious, is what I like to call it.
Tell me what loquacious means, girl. I should know what it means. I need a refresher.
Talkative. So we get a little bit chatty catty, but you know what I'm saying?
As hence the podcast. We're here.
But they usually balance each other out. Like another good friend of mine, she's a Cancer.
Oh, okay.
And we just mesh and understand each other really well. So technically, like it says, it holds a lot of weight in our friendship or relationships if you decide to date a Scorpio in your life. You know. Mm-hmm. So I do agree that some of it is accurate, not everything, but some of it is accurate.
I didn't know you were a horoscope queen.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. And like you said, guys, a lot of this podcast, we're getting to know each other as well, even more because, like you said, we just rekindled like a year ago.
Yeah,
it's literally a year and maybe a few months that we rekindled. So as you're listening to us, we're also learning each other. So when I'm shocked about some stuff, I really am shocked. Because we are still reconnecting and learning more about each other, which I love through this process as well. Okay, you want to find the next question?
Yes. Okay, let's see. Let's ask what we got next. Okay. How have friendships changed as you changed? So the friends that you have now, did you have them before, and how have they evolved?
No, the friends. Okay, so let's say friends from high school. I really only have one. That's you, and we still had a whole separation. Came back. Maybe we came back to each other when we were ready for each other. Because I think we were both experiencing a lot of different things at that time. Like me, I was with that org. My whole mind was like focused on a whole bunch of different stuff, and then you had your own experiences that prepared us to be able to be good support systems with each other. So I think as far as my relationships changing, I think I'm changing as a person. So the person that I may have meshed with a while back we're just not aligned anymore, and that's okay. Like, we have different goals. Does that make sense? Or like I said, I didn't even know, I wasn't even able to see that they weren't good friends for me. Does that make sense? So I had to do some growing. I had to work on my self-love and to work on, you know, who I am and being confident who I am as a person, to not allow myself to be in those type of friendships. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think it was more about, like, my change of friendships happened with the change of myself, me focusing on loving myself. So the more confident I became, the more self-love I gave myself, the more self-compassion, those are the type of friends that I have. Like, all the friends that I have pretty much are confident in themselves.
Yeah.
Like, I don't gotta, you know, my last friendships, I couldn't tell they were confident in themselves, or maybe they were not upping me up because they weren't confident in themselves. I don't know. But I realize that now, most of the friends that I have, we all have our self-esteem issues, but all of y'all know that y'all are all there in a bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? And you guys are all, like, confident, self-aware, willing to not judge me. I realized that as I was aging, I was scared to be judged a lot. I'm still working on that now, but being free of judgment and knowing I can tell you anything, you're not going to judge me or say, ooh, I don't want to talk about that. Because that's happened to me before. I've been trying to talk and just be myself. And I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm like, I'm just being myself.
That's hella disrespectful. First of all,
let's go. That's why I said the value. I feel like my value came out of me just being entertained. Anything deeper than that, you didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
They didn't want to hear it. So I think as I began to love myself, work on myself, the person that I became, those are the type of friendships I have. People who are similar to me, people who are go-getters, people who have goals, people who are confident, people who are self-aware, and wanting what's best for me, because that's what I want for y'all as my friends, you know? So I think that's how it kind of changed over time, just me growing as a person. Yeah. So tell me about you.
I mean, I can piggyback from what you're saying, because those are all, like, good things, obviously. I would say for me, it was like the mentality.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, as you're younger, like, you're in this whole party face scene and, oh yeah, let's go out, have fun. But as you get older, like, you realize that there's a lot more to life than that, right? So obviously my mentality with some friends were like, I don't want to be in the party scene anymore. Like, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about politics. Let's have deep conversations. Let's stimulate our minds, you know, like, challenge me to be a better version of myself and to continue to grow. And I feel like a lot of friendships, like, die because you're not realizing, like, I can't even have a conversation with you anymore. Like, do we even have anything in common besides going out and having a good time?
Exactly. Where's the depth?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it begins to die down, and then you start to realizing that you need to find a different type of group in a different setting where you're just like, okay, I need to meet new people, you know? But sometimes smart people, not like that, don't have like... I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's hard for them to also connect emotionally with people, you know, because some people don't know how to hold conversations at the emotional deep level. Like, how can I relate to you on an emotional level?
So it wouldn't be necessarily just smart people, but people who don't have as much social skills.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Which oftentimes are people who are really smart into their books because they're not out there living life. So I see where you said that. But you really probably just meant like just people who are don't have the social skill. They're more book smart and not really life smart or street smart.
Yeah. So I think that's where, like, it also kind of, it becomes a little bit harder.
Yeah.
And also, like, the understanding part, like I don't have that many Hispanic friends. I have a couple.
Let's delve to that.
You know, like they say, I like to taste the rainbow. But I don't know, like, my thing has always been like, I haven't been able to really connect with many Hispanics. I don't know what it is. It could be maybe my upbringing and just my personality in itself. Like, I can be a lot for some people, you know, and I can be a little bit too crazy, or sometimes they'll like to say, I wouldn't say, what's the best word I can use?
I don't know, girl. I don't know what you're about to say.
I wouldn't say ghetto, but I would say more on like outspoken, or I look a certain way, but once I open my mouth, it's a whole
sound a different way.
Yeah, it's a whole different ball game. So it's just, for some people, I'm not their cup of tea.
Yeah,
but it's okay.
And I don't even feel like she's too much. So I don't get where they're coming from, but maybe that's why we're more accepting for you, because we're loud and proud about it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And some people are just more meek and mild, which is nothing wrong with that. They just wasn't aligning with you.
Yeah, so that's pretty much.
Okay. So where would you say you are now when it comes to friends? Do you feel like you have a good, confident group of friends, or not confident as in they're confident, but like you're confident that these are the people for you? Do you feel like you're good with the friends you have now, and you know that they're it, or do you feel like you need more friendships, or you're looking to grow?
The friends that I have now, I think, are great. They ground me, and they always have been there for me, and they have shown me repeatedly, like, we're here for you.
It's the proof for me.
Yes,
I need to see it.
Don't
just talk about
it. Yes, you gotta walk. You gotta walk about it too. So. But it's true though. Like, I wouldn't replace the true friends that I do have right now. But the new friends that I have also been, having around and like meeting and getting to know, have also added a lot to my life. So
you're open.
So I'm open to it.
Okay.
Prove me wrong, baby. Prove me wrong.
You like to be proven wrong.
Yeah, like I said, like you meet someone and then they're like, oh yeah, whatever. Like I just kind of like peep the scene. Okay. I'm kind of like watching.
So do you feel like you're trusting at first, or do you feel like they have to earn? So do you feel like you're trust them at first and then they have to do something to break your trust, or do you feel like they have to gain your trust from the beginning?
No. So I'm the type that I trust at first.
Okay.
And then if you basically break that trust, that's it.
Okay. And
one and done.
You have to earn your trust from me.
Yeah.
I'm not about to just dive in. I'm sorry. I've been scorned in the past. So you definitely have to earn it with me, for real. Because sometimes she like, who this girl to make business? But for real though, like my trust has to be earned in a way. But you're not gonna know I don't trust you. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just going to be limited. Remember I talked about sharing, reciprocated. I'm going to be limited and not be as vulnerable until I feel like I can trust you with that vulnerability. So that's how I am. I'm just not gonna be open from the jump. But that's just how I am been, period. That's why when things happen, like the friendships ending suddenly and all that, that really hurts me, because I took my time. And after all these years, you still jacked up? Like, come on now. So, for me, I have to get my trust earned. And I'm proud about it. It may be not good, but
I mean, nothing wrong with that. People are different, and it's okay. The right friends will prove you wrong. So I can't stand you.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I'm good with my friends that I have now. I'm confident in them. They're awesome. They're amazing. I know who I can reach out to and who's gonna have my back. But if more friends do come with life, with jobs, with changes in life, I'm definitely open to that as well. So. Yeah.
Well, I mean, this was a great talk. We learned a lot. We here learning a lot. Yes, y'all are getting to know us. Topic. Yes.
I love it. And yeah. So underneath, in the comment section, whatever you're listening to us, we want you guys to give us your opinions on friendship. Do you think there's levels to friendship? Do you think friendships change over time? Does trust have to be earned, or can you just trust somebody from the beginning? So leave those comments below. So are you ready for our next part of the?
Yes. So now, okay, after every episode that we finish, we're gonna basically be doing a sassy spin. What that means is basically that whatever topic it lands in, that's the topic that it's going to be on our next episode.
Yes, because we want to be wild and untamed. You're not going to know. We're not going to really have time to prepare for our topics.
Yep. So let me bring it out. And we're going to spin this sassy wheel, baby.
Oh, sassy wheel is here.
All right. So let me... Oh, shoot, girl, be careful. All right. So on our next topic, we're going to talk about health.
All right.
So watch out for the next episode. And we hope you enjoyed this one. And we hope you enjoyed the rest of them.
Yes. So we'll see you next time.
Yes. Besos.
Besos.